Hi, everyone. This is Mary Fane Brandt with a LinkedIn Bakery serving up bite-sized tips so you don't get overwhelmed. I'm coming to you live from Social Media Marketing World 2019, and this is day 3 of the conference. This is my go-to conference every year. If you don't know about it, you need to connect with me, and I'll tell you all about it. And I had a goal at this conference to interview 3 people live to bring you tips and trends and just to get to know my connections a little better. So I am live today with Mark. He's from Sydney, Australia, right? Did I get that right?
Yep.
And he agreed to be my guinea pig number 3 last night over dinner when we were talking about course creations.
Maybe too much alcohol at the table. I don't know, but we're here and we're doing it.
I think that you're just a good sport.
Maybe.
I want
to help people achieve their goals.
Yes, and so we're going to talk about goals, actually, because Mark is a mentor and coach.
Yep.
And who do you mentor and coach? Let's talk about that.
Startups.
That's fabulous.
Founders. Anyone that's looking to get ahead in life.
Are your startups under 3 years being in business?
Yep. Well, up to 5 probably.
Up to 5?
I normally say a successful startup is a 10-year journey, 5 years of trial and error.
I'm halfway there.
5 years of trial and error, and then 5 years of actually making it work.
That, I need to quote you. I'm going on year 5, and I promise my audience one day I'm going to write a book called How to Save $10,000 Your First Year as an Entrepreneur. You don't have to buy everything.
Nope.
And I think one good thing, though, is a coach.
Yes, 100%.
I think coaches, all good coaches, right, have a coach.
Well, not only do coaches have a coach, but if you look at anyone that's been successful in life, whether they're an athlete or a successful business person, they have someone that they look up to and ask questions and get mentored and get advice from. And it can be one person, it can be many people.
Right.
It can be just reading something online. But yeah, definitely there's nothing better than being able to have a chat with somebody and take it to the next level.
I agree with that. So I always use the analogy that golfers, you have a golf coach, right? I want to learn to play golf, so I'm not just going to go out there and hit some balls, although I do that, but I actually am going to take some lessons because I'm going to learn how to do it the right way without injury and to enjoy it. And so I think in business, we have to think about that we want to learn how to do this business the right way and enjoy the journey.
You got to enjoy it. I think the biggest problem with founders is that they have too much ego. And they're not prepared to let it go. And they think as a founder, they're onto this great idea and they think they can do it and no one can stop them. And if you don't take the ego out of it, then you don't realize that you actually don't know anything.
Right.
Because if you did, then you would be well ahead of where you are today.
Good point. I think the other thing that startups, entrepreneurs, small business owners, when we're starting off, we see all these other people doing what we want to do.
Yep.
Doing great Facebook live shows and writing these amazing blogs, and they have websites that are just stunning, and we look at that and we're like, God, I want to be like that person. I want to be like that person.
Yep.
And you're not there, and one of 2 things happens. You either get depressed because you're like,
do.
I'm never going to be that good.
Been there, done that.
Right?
Yep.
You're like, oh, I suck.
Yep.
Right? I'm a loser.
Well,
I'm never going to be that good.
Think about it. The only thing that is posted on social media
highlight reel.
Is the highlight reel. It's the PR stuff.
Yeah.
It's all glorified. You don't get to see all the hard work and tears and sweat and blood that goes on behind the scenes.
That's true.
And it's very depressing because if you're just starting out and it's not working for you and you're getting distracted by jumping onto Instagram or Facebook and you're seeing this company raised $3 million or you're seeing this guy lying by the pool in Thailand having a great time.
Or I love this one. 6 figures in 6 months.
Yes. It's the blueprint strategy of how to make $1 million and it didn't work. Why not? You suck.
Right.
And it's not. It's none of that.
And most people didn't have overnight success. They've been working at this. Like myself, I'm still working at it. But I'm not going to give up. And I think the other thing that I know I have struggled from, and I continue to work on this. I think I'm getting better. And a lot of my colleagues struggle with this too, that comparatitis, they call it, where you're comparing yourself to everybody out there. Stop.
Bad.
Just stop comparing yourself. You are unique.
You can compare yourself, though.
Okay, tell me.
Only to yourself.
Oh, yes. As I improve each time, I can compare
Correct.
myself to my last self.
Correct.
I like that.
Yes.
So only compare yourself to yourself and just keep improving and learning and connecting with people that I do believe in community and your tribe and aligning yourself with people that are a little above you so they can help you. And I believe in giving back and sharing your knowledge
100%.
to those that are just starting off, or you've got a piece of the recipe, right? The recipe for success on how they can move forward in their business.
Yep.
So you really have to make sure you've got people above you and people that you can help below you, because you learn when you teach.
Correct. You actually learn more when you teach.
I love teaching.
Yeah.
Because I love to learn.
Correct.
Oh, well, that makes totally sense. I should just go be a teacher at a university. That's kind of what I want to do,
Right.
like part of my thing. I want to go teach LinkedIn to all those graduates that don't know what they're doing. Remove the picture of you in the cap and gown. It screams no experience.
True. Very, very true.
And don't say graduating with masters in 2020.
And don't put no picture at all.
Right. Definitely have a picture. So
And not a picture at the beach either.
right. So you want to talk a little bit about LinkedIn, because we were talking
Sure.
about this last night.
Yep.
And so you've had a business, successful business.
Yep.
You're on round 2. Wait, and what is that? 99 starts. I love the name. And tell us about the name first.
99 starts. I've had one successful exit already, and we're going again round 2. 99 starts is about helping other founders get ahead in their business, and effectively we're Netflix for conference talks. So we pull together about 30 different conferences at the moment, which is 3,000 keynote talks from around the world, focused on sales, marketing,
I love it.
tech. And you've got the executive team from Slack, Zapier, Salesforce, Facebook, HubSpot, like all these major companies, and all their executive teams sharing the insights of what they've learnt on their journey and passing it down to other founders so they can learn from them and not make the same mistakes.
Right. It's all about
So
sharing,
it's
sharing your knowledge.
Correct.
And
because,
bringing up the next generation.
we're lucky to be here. I mean, these
Yeah.
tickets are not cheap.
This is true.
And there are, conferences around the world. They're all, $500 or $1,000 a ticket. And if you don't have the money, that shouldn't discourage you from
I have
learning.
a pro tip for that.
Yes.
Just because you don't have the money to attend a conference. This is my first year attending Social Media Marketing World as an attendee.
Yes.
I volunteered for the last 2 years.
Amazing.
So if you
That is
don't
such
have
a
them,
hack. That
oh
is
my
a
God,
great hack.
I'm a hacker. A good hacker. And you get so much out of volunteering, because there are some people that are my friends now and colleagues. We support each other. We do mini masterminds. They're volunteers that I met here 3 years ago. So you guys, if you don't have the money to attend a conference, but you really need to be there, check into volunteering.
Yeah.
And even if it's not in your same state, there are people come from all over the world to volunteer.
Yeah, I've actually been really surprised at the volunteers I've met and where they're from.
From
It's crazy.
Switzerland, I
over.
mean, everywhere.
Yeah.
So that's a pro tip for you. If there's a conference you want to go to and the tickets can be $1,000, $2,000, check into volunteering. And then you're doing what is one of my favorite things is volunteering. I wrote my senior thesis on volunteering and how
Right.
every company should give back.
Yep.
And every employee should give back 2 hours a month. So you'll be doing something good, and I think that you'll get a lot out of it.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, just being around 6,000 other people that are all talking the same thing, that's very powerful.
It's your tribe
Yep.
on a larger scale.
Yep. And that's, when it comes to conferences, that's what you should be doing. You should be networking and spending
Yes.
less time in the rooms and more time meeting people and learning from other people and making connections and seeing where those connections can take you. And that's why these conferences have recordings, so you can go back and watch them at a later date and really just pinpoint the right talks you want to talk to. And the funny part is, when you start talking to everyone in the room, they're going to tell you which are the best talks,
Yes.
and you can quite easily go back and just watch the 3 or 4 talks that are really
Pivotal.
important and
Pivotal,
pivotal
yeah.
for you as an individual, rather than having to go through all of them.
Because we don't have time to watch 150 speakers. So another pro tip on the recordings, we did this last year. I had this idea on day 3, or maybe it was day 2. I was like to some of the volunteers, I was like, let's join forces and let's write a recap. And it was
Beautiful.
called 4 Takeaways for 4 weeks. Like every week we put out a joint article.
Yep.
We each took a recording, watched it, did a recap. So we were learning and we were teaching and we were establishing more credibility and visibility. So it was a win-win situation. And then because there were 4 of us, it was a collaboration. right? And it was blasted out on all of our, on LinkedIn is where we wrote the article, of course.
Yep.
And then it was shared with all of our networks.
Yep.
So that's a pro tip for you guys. When you're attending a conference, make sure that you're getting content before, during, and after, actually.
Yep, 100%.
I love it.
Yep.
I have a lot of writing to do after this conference. A lot of pro tips are going to be coming, so stay tuned.
I look forward to reading your tips.
Oh, well, thank you. So let's talk a little bit about LinkedIn, since
Yep.
that's really the platform that I focus on. I love taking online connections offline and meeting them in person. I've been doing that a lot. What has been your success with LinkedIn?
Probably awareness.
Awareness. Brand awareness?
Brand awareness throughout a community. Connecting with the right people and making sure that you're sharing value with that community, and then you're getting value back from your
Right.
connections.
Now,
And-
do you connect with just anybody on LinkedIn? What is your theory or thought on that? Everybody has their own, and
Yeah.
you kind of know mine, but what is yours?
So I used to. I definitely don't anymore. So I'm only connecting with somebody that is relevant to my business today. What I've actually started doing is unfollowing people and unconnecting with people that
No longer serve you.
no longer serve me, are no longer relevant to what I'm doing, serve up terrible content.
Yeah.
So
I think that that's a trend, not only on LinkedIn, but on Facebook now. People are not unfriending, well, unfollowing.
unfollowing.
Because you should be growing.
And don't sell. If you connect with somebody and then you try and sell to them on the first message,
What do you
delete
do?
you straight away.
I delete you, block you, and report you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So don't do that to me. If I get one more spam and you don't know me, I'm just not going to connect with you guys. Well, is there anything else that you want to add to our viewers today? I know the live stage is happening. It's happening. It's crazy.
It's happening
over
everywhere.
there.
It's crazy. I think consistency is key. I think you need to, from a professional standpoint, you really need to focus on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the platform of choice now
It is.
for a lot of marketers. From both a business perspective and from a personal perspective. So building your own personal brand is critical.
Definitely.
It's probably the biggest mistake I made over
Oh.
the first five years of building my last business, was not actually building my personal brand. I was always the guy that wanted to be behind the camera, not in front of it. And
Good job.
I'm now stepping out in front of the camera and putting myself out there, being consistent, sharing really good tips. And yeah, you want to connect with people. And
I think building your brand is critical, and I think that you hit that on the nail on the head there.
It's your personal brand.
You have to build your personal brand. Even if you work for a company, you still should have a personal brand, because
100%.
that is yours and you own that, and people connect with people they know, like, and trust.
100%.
And if you're just corporate, like right here, Marriott, the bank, corporate, people aren't going to connect with, you're not going to connect with the right people.
Yeah.
So definitely build your brand, be consistent, and create a content strategy.
Yeah. Tell me about that.
Okay,
Because content strategy for someone that's just getting started on LinkedIn is probably quite daunting, because I got to think 12 steps ahead.
So that would be more brand awareness, probably. If you're someone just getting started with your business on LinkedIn, it would be about building your brand awareness and building out those ambassadors, building that circle around you that's going to help push out your content by commenting and sharing it.
Yeah.
And then when you get to that next level, let's say you have a product or a service that you're launching, you want to have a content strategy where you're dripping it out
Yep.
on LinkedIn.
Yep.
Maybe you're sharing a video, right? And you're saying, oh, I'm so excited. I have a course coming out. I'm going to be talking about these 5 things, and you share one of them.
Yep.
Okay, so you want to do like a drip campaign content on content strategy on LinkedIn. If you're going to a conference, my content strategy for the last 2 weeks was before, during, and after the conference. So
Right.
I wrote a blog,
Yeah.
how to prepare for a conference, with 11 tips.
Fantastic.
You should read it. It's
Yep.
pretty awesome.
I will for the next conference.
Yeah,
It's a bit
so,
late now.
right? But you can be prepared. So what are you doing next that you have content for that you're just not thinking about? And I am going to be sharing. I attended a workshop here that was fabulous. Content that scales.
Yep.
The 10 by 10. She was amazing. Melanie or Mela. Yeah, she was amazing. I'll be doing a full recap on
Awesome.
hers, because you're going to have 100 content ideas. So I think that was one of the better workshops that I attended that I can really put into play right away.
Yeah, awesome. The other thing to remember is the person on the other side of LinkedIn is another person. So
Yes.
make sure when someone comments on your post, you comment back.
Yes.
You know, it's all about engagement. It's all about actually building a relationship online so you can take it offline. And the more that someone sees you commenting on their posts, there's a greater chance that they're going to know your name when it comes to you reaching out to them and asking for a bit of advice or help.
Were you in Vivica's session?
I wasn't.
Okay, because she said that. She said, don't ignore your notifications.
Yeah.
She said, when someone likes or comments on a post, go back and engage with them.
Yeah.
Thank them. Answer a question. So many times people ask a question about a post that you put on LinkedIn, and it's crickets.
Yeah.
Cricket.
You've gotta
Nobody,
come back to it.
you don't go back and reply or say, oh, let me get that information for you. So it's really critical. Don't ignore your notifications. Go back and comment and like on people when they're engaging on your post, because that's what you want.
Yep.
You want to build an engaging community.
Yep.
I love it.
Awesome.
Well, Mark, thank you so much. We're going to
you.
let someone else try to use this lovely setup. I have to give Ecamm a plug because we're using their setup, and you guys
That's
know.
awesome. Absolutely awesome.
It is amazing.
Yep.
It's the easiest way to produce live video. I use Ecamm for my Facebook live shows. My next one is the first Wednesday of May, and we're going to be talking about course creation with my girl Jessica. So you
Awesome.
want to join me there, and you can find me Monday morning at 7 a.m. with a 7-minute motivation tip every week. So I'll see you Monday morning. Ciao.
See ya.